Interesting is you talked about how you were thinking about what NIL would be back probably in like 2020. Everybody was kind of trying to predict like, well, maybe we'll get local brands and they'll do marketing deals with our players. And if you're at a smaller school, you're thinking our players are only going to be able to do so much because we're not in a big market or all these things. But all of those assumptions were based on real, right? Endorsement deals.
Correct.
Name, image, and likeness endorsement deals, right? Patrick Mahomes doing a deal with State Farm would be the analogy. Mm-hmm. But quickly, NIL really turned into a disguise for pay for play, right? Collectives, donors funding a shell company to be able to pay players to play at a school. And of course, it's a touchy topic. Pay for play is a touchy phrase. But obviously, as a coach, you've had to deal with that because in conversations with recruits, it's not just, hey, here's what offense we run, here's what defense we run, here's why you fit, here's the academic opportunity, here's the team we've got, all the things you used to sell. But now money does come up, and it doesn't come up with an endorsement like, hey, what endorsement can you, how much can you pay me? Talk about the change into that I'm sure you weren't ready for.
Well, I mean, nowadays it's the first or second question asked, or if it's not asked, it wants to be known quickly. And so when you're calling a potential player recruit, they want to know two things for us, their playing time and how much money they're going to get. And, thinking about how it was even 10, 12 years ago, when you're talking about your school, you're talking about the cafeteria, the business school, the living conditions.
Right.
And nowadays, those don't even come up even as something that's important. But understanding, that's where we are now. You got to balance more things out than you ever have. I mean, talking about money, that conversation comes up constantly throughout my day. And just like you said, you take it 5-10 years ago, that never came up when I'm talking about recruits. I would talk about development. You're a player, 4 years, graduating, can't wait to see you get here and be here for 4 more years. And it the thing now is I've evolved, I try to take pride in that, and it's almost everything's in a 1-year plan right now.
Yeah.
And you talk about what can we do for you for these next 12